Soil compaction is something that growers should be concerned about in general because we have a lot of trips over the field in alfalfa fields. And soil compaction is particularly a problem with moist soils. So the higher the moisture in the soils, the more damage that can be done to a whole wide range of soils. And sometimes growers think that sandy soils don't compact, and I would beg to differ. They do. You know, sandy loams and loamy sands can compact very effectively. So looking at the moisture level and the ability of the surface of the soil to support large machines has to be looked at, and also talk with the equipment manufacturer about the amount of compaction that different wheel types would make on your soils, and different soils might have different requirements.
Most of the wheel traffic problem is not soil compaction, but as we're driving over the field to harvest it, if this alfalfa has started to regrow, then we're breaking off the shoots of the next cutting that is starting to come up. Now, there are several things we can do about that. One is if we're cutting alfalfa at the bud stage for dairy, and if we put it up as silage, we get in and out in 1 or 2 days, and then the shoots haven't regrown. And this is why silage fields yield more than hay fields, because we're getting in there and the traffic isn't causing any problem. If we have to wait 5 or 6 days, or 8 or 9 to bale the hay, then that alfalfa started to regrow, and then when we drive over the field with the baler and the tractor and the wagons to haul the hay off, we're breaking off those stems of regrowth that have started, and we're reducing the yield of next cutting. Now, that again is why we want to get our hay off the field as quickly as we can to reduce next cutting yield. And then of course the other thing is, in western states we can start irrigating sooner and increase yield of the next cutting.
Well, if you look here at this plant that's been run over by the baler and by the tractor, probably several different field operations here that have run over these plants. Now, these plants are not dead. They're capable of regenerating, and they'll regenerate shoots here. But of course, they're basically a week behind these plants over here that have already generated shoots that have already been growing for about 7 or 8 days. And so these are going to be higher yielding than these within say a 28 to 35 day period. So that's one of the effects that we see in the field. The other one is a windrow effect here. You can see this yellowing that has taken place here down in this strip right here. Now that'll recover within a few days. But of course the crop that is growing underneath a windrow doesn't photosynthesize very well. So it doesn't have light, and so that crop will be set back a little bit due to lack of photosynthesis early in the growth period. So that's another effect that takes place in the field. You can actually see these areas of the field that are not affected by either traffic or by windrows, and the yields here will be quite a bit different than the yields in other parts of the field. Now, some of this is unavoidable. It's very difficult to control traffic. However, if we were completely able to control traffic in our alfalfa fields, there's probably a reward of between 10 and 30% yield advantage from that ability to control traffic in the field. However, I have to say that it's easier said than done because we have so many different kinds of machines that have to run over these fields, but the less you're able to run over the fields, the better.